Okay, so my name is Christy Ward, and this is Samantha Rendon, and we're going to be talking about single mom life, women persevering, and all of that. So, Samantha, introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Samantha Rendon, and I am currently the Vice President of Image and Communications here at the Greater San Antonio Chamber of Commerce.
Clap. I met Samantha mid-year of 2023 when she was the social media person for the Greater San Antonio Chamber. I immediately connected with her because that is what I wanted to do. However, now I'm in the membership side of it, but I absolutely love it, and I love everything that the Chamber does. But even though she's much younger than I am, I definitely see her as a mentor with everything that she's accomplished. And so I kind of want her to talk a little bit about that so that we can help more women out there have the confidence and, just know that they can do it regardless of their situation. So tell me about how you came to where you are now.
Oh gosh, from when I was born?
No.
We can just go back within the last couple of years.
Yeah.
I feel like in 2019, that's kind of when everything just kind of happened for me, or when I had the most transition in my life. So at the end of the year, around November, we found out that my mother had stage 4 cancer. And you're never prepared for that type of thing. But I think what really hit hard was honestly from like November to December, she was gone. So that was very hard in itself. And if you've ever lost a parent, I mean, my mom was my best friend. It's definitely the hardest thing. And I'm the baby of the family. So me and my sisters are 10 and 12 years apart. But after losing my mom, which is really interesting, COVID hit. So then everybody kind of had to deal with COVID and working from home, and how do you, again, the kids are being home and you're kind of being pulled in all these directions. So that was definitely a learning experience in itself. And during that time, I knew that I always wanted to go back and get my master's, but it was really like, it's now or never. And I think that's what death kind of like makes you think of, is that time is so short. So I applied to UT Dallas for one of their MBA programs, and I got accepted, and it was a full-time, like I did the fast track. So I hope to finish in 2 years. So that's taking like 2 classes every 8 weeks. So I started that in about August. And during that time, again, right, you start going to realizations of your life. I was married with kids. From the outside, it seemed like I just had this happy persona of what everything, should be. But again, nobody knows the reality of things. So during that time, I just really started reevaluating my life, and I just felt that chapter of my life was closing. So I decided to go ahead and move forward and getting a divorce. And that was very hard for everyone because, as you know, I mean, divorce is hard on not only
hard.
Yeah, not only the person who's saying they want the divorce, but the one who it's also affecting, and the kids.
Emotionally, financially, yes.
Yeah, exactly. So, but again, at that point in my life, I felt it was what I needed to do. And so, yes, I was still going to school. I was going through a divorce. I picked up my kids. We moved, went into an apartment by myself. And during that time, I was director of communications at the Whitty Museum. So I've been in marketing communications for
She was
over
already
8
slain.
years.
She was already slain.
I'm very thankful. I always say the San Antonio Food Bank and the Whitty Museum are near and dear to my heart.
Yes.
I love them to
Just
death.
like AT&T is for me when I was going through my divorce. I just want to really point out that she said she went through a divorce. That's difficult in itself. And she continued with school, found a place to live with her kids, and still kept on going. In so many situations, women are put in so many different types of relationships where you're too scared to leave. Whether, it's, he's a good guy or not. or a good woman or not, any type of relationship. But if you know in your heart it's not the right place and, it's not going to work out, it's a difficult decision to make, but she made it nonetheless. And we'll figure out where she's at now, but obviously she's doing good.
Well, I mean, like you said, there's nothing wrong with starting over. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with starting a new chapter.
But it's scary.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
it's absolutely scary, but it's one of those things also. It's kind of like, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to regret what I did versus what I didn't.
Right.
So after that, so again, I was director of communications at the Whitty, and then I was offered this role with an agency located in Houston, and they were looking for a PR person to handle South Central Texas, working with local owners and operators of McDonald's restaurants. Okay. So that was like over 250 restaurants that I was kind of working with the owners and operators. And that was a great experience. It again, something new, a challenge. So I went ahead and I accepted the position. And then during that time, finalizing my divorce and everything, and still going to school. All this time, I was still going to school. And then in March of because we're already 24. Yeah. But in March of 22, I had this crazy idea that I wanted to get a house. So in March, I purchased a home for me and my boys. And I was just all by yourself? All by myself.
Single mom?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I purchased a home for me and the kids. And then I remember it was the last day of school for the boys. So this was June. And then all of a sudden, I get pulled into HR that we're going through this reorganization, and I was one of the ones that would be impacted, and I lost my job. And that was so heartbreaking. I was just like, what do I do? I just purchased this house, granted, I was like, I just didn't know what I was going to do, because I was like, my kids relied on me. I don't get as much help as maybe other divorced moms do. Yeah. I'll just say that in that aspect. But then I started even though I hate to say it was a little blessing in disguise, because at the end of that year, I was kind of unhappy of where I was. So I kind of I already started looking at other places to be. But, searching for jobs, it's hard.
It was like an unanswered prayer, was what they say. Yeah.
But, still, it was in that moment of struggle where I was just like, what am I doing? What am I going to do? So I started looking at different positions. At the same time, that was July. In August, I graduated from college. I got my MBA. So I was so excited to get that. I accomplished that.
So was I. I was very proud of her.
And again, right, my blessing in disguise, because now that I wasn't working, I was fully able to focus on school. Yeah. So, but yes, I graduated in August, and then I just got the job at the chamber. That's what it was. So I applied at the chamber. They were looking for a social media person, and it was just so funny because, again, there's some jobs, right, you apply to and you're like, what is happening? You go 3-4 interviews. I met with the chamber once, and they offered me the job within a week.
Well, your resume said it all.
And I was just like, okay. I was like, I'm going to do it. I need a job. I'm going to take it. We'll see what happens, right? So I took the job. I graduated from college. Those were 2 really big ones. And then in September, they pulled me into the office, and they were like, hey, you're
You were hoping it wasn't another let go, right?
Yeah, well, so she's so cute. So they pulled me in the office, and they told me that the current VP of Imaging Communications had received another offer, so she was going to leave the chamber. And they were like, you have a lot of experience. We think you have a lot to offer. How would you feel about taking over the position? And I was like, say no more. Stop. Yes, I will. So then I was hired as the VP of Imaging Communications. I started September 25th. And, here I am now.
So everything that you've went through, and you named so many negative times where you could have barreled down, you could have gone through a state of depression, you could have given up, but you didn't.
Well, I won't lie and say that it was difficult, and there was
sunshines and
there was moments I cried. There was moments where I regretted my divorce. Is acceptable. Like, I thought, oh my God, I made a mistake. If I would have been married still, I wouldn't have gone through this. And again, what do I do? And this is going to sound so stupid, but I actually would, like, sometimes when I was emotional, I would kind of record my little video blog to myself. So I still kind of have them when I was at my, not lowest, but when I was really down. And I do look at them sometimes.
I love that.
And I think, like, oh my God, because you have to understand, like, I am the happiest I've ever been in my life. At the end of the day, my kids have 2 parents who love them very much.
Yeah.
Even though, again, it's difficult navigating the after divorce and that reality. Like, I'm so thankful for the people that I've met, including you and all the people at the chamber and even the businesses that were around. I'm so thankful just to be in this position at the right place and the right time, because again, I just thought, like, I don't know. You don't know what's going to happen, and you have to trust that it will be okay. And I know that there's a lot of people, it's really hard to see that light at the end of the tunnel, but it just, if I hadn't felt the struggles that I did, I wouldn't have been so much more thankful for the highs that I accomplished, or the highs that I have been.
Well said.
Yeah.
We all have our ways of coping. You did that, which I love that you told me that. And this is going to go public. So I love that you said that.
Don't
because
judge me.
Nobody should judge you, because we all have our own coping mechanism. I write. I love my poetry. I have since I was in middle school. It was my way of not going into that deep, dark state of depression. And so, almost the same as you, reading my poetry back, and then you have to point out, the light that you do have, right? So your mom passed away. I can't even, like, I'm about to cry. I can't even imagine losing my mom. Anyway, what's a comadre hour without tears? So, your mom passed, the divorce, you lost your job, you had a brand new house, like, and that's just what I want to point out. Like, so many different circumstances that could have resulted in another outcome for you, but you found your way out of it because you had confidence in yourself. Even though you said at times, you didn't always feel like that, but all that matters is that you kept pulling yourself up with the videos. And, not therapy is not for everybody, people, especially not for, the Hispanic community, from what they say, but we all figure out our own ways, and you should either have yourself or somebody else to help, to vent. I've done that with her, and we've only just, become, I feel like we are getting a little closer now. But just really highlighting the fact that women, no offense, men, but women are really a force to be reckoned with. And I'm a very positive person, and I just really wanted to highlight women like Sam and everything that she's gone through but also has accomplished, because there's so much more. You're still, like I said, she's way younger than me. But there's so much more. Like, I feel like you're just barely getting towards your peak. Like, I see so much more for you.
Yeah.
But just being a mom in general, especially now, especially during the COVID, and oh my God, I lean on my mom for so much. I lean on my mother-in-law, and like I said, we're barely getting to know each other, but even when we were just acquaintances, I got her a little goodie bag when she graduated, because I told her I'm proud of her. I'm proud of any woman who overcomes all of the challenges that comes at us every day. And I'm just very happy that you told your story. I'm sure there's a lot more to it. And we just want more women to understand that they can do it, that anything is possible. Si se puede, right? And I'm just very proud of her, from one woman to another. And she's also, with all her experience, has been, like I said, mentoring me, even though she doesn't know it. She's been very helpful, and I haven't said this, but you've contributed to a lot of my confidence, because I do what I do. I didn't go to school for marketing or social media or nothing like that. So everything I do is just from experience, and, okay, that doesn't work, let's do this.
Yeah.
And then just getting, little good, ideas. Oh my gosh, she has the best ideas all the time. Just having you there to help me, guide me through this has been so helpful. And the confidence that you give me it means a lot.
You should be confident. You produce great work.
Well, I'm confident about my looks, but no, I hearing it from you though, and other people, it just makes me feel better, and I absolutely love doing that. But so, just to recap, single mom, master's degree, VP of, I always get it mixed, marketing and communication.
So it's image and communications.
VP of image and communications. Look, I always just say she's VP.
Brand, yeah.
She's not meta. So, anything you want to say to other women that may be in the situation that you have been in before?
Well, I definitely agree. I always felt like as women, we hold many cards. And again, being a vice president of a great organization and being a young Latina woman, I mean, it's just, I'm again still in awe. I'm very thankful. Like I mentioned, if I didn't have the lows that I went through, I would have never really appreciated those highs. Yeah. But I don't know, things work out in the funniest ways, and maybe it's not happening right now. Maybe again, you can't see the light, but you just have to keep pushing, and it's okay to cry. It's okay to,
I do it all the time,
yell. It's okay to do all those things, because at the end of the day, we're human. But I mean, as long as you keep pushing and you have great people behind you, anything is possible. It is possible.
Okay, what's the best thing your mom ever said to you?
I don't know. So my parents didn't graduate. They barely graduated high school. They didn't go to college. So they really always pushed education. Yeah. So I'm just going to throw my sisters out there. So my oldest sister just got her PhD. Don't ask me in what, though, because I always forget. So my oldest sister was first generation to go to college, got her PhD recently in 23. And then I got my MBA in 23 as well.
Oh, yeah.
And then my middle sister has a master's in engineering. So my parents told us school is important. Yes, school is not for everyone, but if you're determined and that is in your mind. Three girls, and we all have our education, higher education.
Yeah. Me and my sisters, we all have degrees. Not that high, but we do. But I am very proud of because we were raised by a single mom. So love you, mommy. If there was one law that you could make for America, what would it be?
No, because I'm not gonna get in trouble with this one.
No, people say sometimes people say to be kind to one another. It would be against the law to be mean to somebody. So something like that.
World peace.
Where's her crown?
There you go.
Okay. Final words.
I mean, I told you yesterday, so Chrissy and I just kind of had a brief conversation, and I was like,
I cried.
You are so much stronger than you know. You are so strong. Don't ever forget that. And the same goes to any woman or man. I mean, again, if you have the willpower, you can succeed, and don't be afraid to lean in on people. But I'm happy to be living proof that you can overcome so much and be successful. So don't give up.
Never give up. All right. Until our next one, this was our first. So take it easy on us.
Yes, please.
But I feel like we got some good stuff out there.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be a lot to edit.
Sorry.
But no, this is fun. Okay, let's end with a hug.
Yeah.